Hello and welcome to this month's podcast where we talk about what cameras you want to check out as a first-time content creator or someone starting out in video or photography. This is the place to go. Welcome to the Firewire Show. The Firewire podcast really is the place to go. Without further ado, let's get into what you might want to talk about. So you want something separate from your phone. You might want a perhaps a more professional camera, something separate, something more professional, something that takes all those videos and photos that you need. Now, before we carry on, it's definitely worth mentioning that when you look at your phone, most modern phones will come with multiple lenses. And what's really nifty about having a phone is it's something that most of us already have, and most modern phones take fantastic photos, they take really good videos, both HD and 4K, and what's really nifty is they do everything as easy as possible. And what's really cool as well, with all the AI tools and editing tools and the apps you can get nowadays, you can do some really nifty things with your phone. Now later on in the podcast, don't go anywhere, because I'm going to be talking about some of the equipment you might want to think about getting, regardless if you're using your phone or a potential camera. Now, some cameras you might want to think about getting are things like the GoPro. Some of you may have heard of the GoPro. This is actually the GoPro 9, which is a fantastic camera. A camera that I really enjoy. It's great because it's agile, it's small. You can get lots of little cool tools for it. A nice long tripod, a case for it. Even it comes with an adapter, so you can stick it on top of your head if you're rock climbing. But what's really cool about these, they're waterproof, so great for outdoor filming, and just really good if you just sort of going on lots of adventures, maybe holidays abroad and all that sort of thing. So the GoPro is definitely something to check out, and they're up to about 12 times video. But this is the 9, and anything as far back as 8, you can get some really good deals, and they cost about sort of £200 or dollars. If you're getting value so far, I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I make weekly content on the best cameras for video and photography. If that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. So, would I check out the GoPro? Damn right, the GoPro is a really good, nifty camera. And a little cool thing I like about this, you do have a front-facing screen, so you can see what you're doing when you're recording. And that's something to think about when you're buying a camera or in general. And that's really nifty, especially if you're on the back of a bike or inside a tuk-tuk in the middle of India. You can see exactly what you're recording, and it just makes it really cool. So I really like the GoPro. And a little power tip I like about this, are very easy to use, easy settings and stuff like that. But what's really cool about this is if you, I don't know, something happens, you see an elephant in the middle of somewhere, you can quickly press record and it will start recording even if the camera's off. So these cameras are definitely worth checking out, and you can get them now for about $200-300. And bear in mind, obviously, the latest ones of about $300-400, depending on what day of the week it is. And I really do say that because when you're shopping online, they do change. And all the cameras I'm talking about today, and the equipment, especially the cameras, links to all these will be in the description. So go and check them out. There you go. High five. Give us some value. Now, just briefly before we carry on, I want to talk about some gear that you might want to think about. So you've got your camera, you've got your phone, and now I've always said, here you go, I've always said that the tripod is everyone's best friend. I would massively agree with that, and I would highly recommend a tripod because, you know, for most of us, we're filming outside, you know, or filming on our own, and we're the cameraman and film man, and I'd recommend a tripod that doesn't have a sort of a jack turny thing, as I call it. I would use one that just screws, which basically just means you can make the higher up bit on and off. Now this is really cool because this actually comes with a selfie stick, which is really nifty, which is really cool to think about. But what I like about this, it's just easy and agile, and you can get a cheap one like I'm using with the cameras at the moment, and they're about £10-15 or dollars, or you get something like this, which is sort of £30-50 or dollars. But these are a bit more sturdy, a bit more professional. I wanted to show you one of these today, and it's really nifty very easy to attach your camera. You just take off the mount at the top, get your camera that we're talking about in a moment, and then you just attach it on like so, which is really nifty. So I would definitely recommend a tripod. It's just really easy to get, and it just makes filming so much easier. You don't have to worry about where the camera's going to go, and it taps onto your camera so easily. It's just so easy to use, and I absolutely love this thing. Now this is actually the Canon R50, which is actually the replacement for the M50s that I'm using today for this particular video. But I absolutely love these cameras. They're easy to use, and so much more. And something else I think about, definitely consider yourself getting a shotgun microphone. Now I can't show you the one I'm using today because I'm using that to record this video. It's on top of camera A, but that's a Rode microphone. It produces really nice audio, and even when you're far away, as you may have seen one of my previous videos, it just catches the sound. So I definitely recommend a shotgun microphone if you're recording outside, because it just improves your audio and all that sort of stuff, which makes recording so much easier, and it just makes everything makes everything better. Now, these cameras do come with really good internal microphones, but especially like today when it's a bit windy, you want a shotgun mic or wireless mic or lapel mic or different types of microphones. But I would definitely recommend a shotgun microphone, and you can attach it easily. And bear in mind, not all cameras come with microphone jacks, so just bear that in mind when, like I'm doing now, you attach that to your camera. So what the cameras would I recommend here on the podcast? If you're getting value, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to support everything we do here on the channel, why not buy us a coffee? Link to that in the description below. Now, another camera you might want to play around with is the Canon R50. It's really cool. Let's see if I can do this without breaking the... Will it turn? Yes, there you go. So it comes with a really nice flip screen. I'm going to have to take out the microphone jack to show you it properly. Just bear with me 2 seconds. So as you can see, the flip screen flips around, and you can see what you've recorded. And some things to think about when you're getting a camera. You definitely want to get some sort of flip screen. These ones touch, which is really handy. And on these cameras, you can just press where your face is, and it will recognise where you are. So, see, for example, I'll go like that, boom, and now it's focusing on my face and focusing. So, no matter where you go, it will follow your face around. That's a cool little AI tip these cameras come with. Now, the R50 is basically the replacement to the cameras I'm using now, as I said. And you can get these comes with an 18-45mm kit lens, which is perfectly fine for taking those first videos and those first you know, photography photos and family photos, or whatever you want to do with this camera. They come with a nice viewfinder flash on the top, which is really cool. And obviously, as I said, and just bear in mind, the cameras that have microphone jacks do cost a little bit more. So this one costs about $600-700, but I've seen it for about $500 at the time of this video, so just get some good deals. I highly recommend just shopping around, make sure they've got good reviews, the people you're selling from, but you can get some good second-hand or near-used cameras for far less than new. That's just a little recommendation. But what's really cool about these mirrorless cameras, they are multiple, you can have multiple lenses with these cameras, and really good intense sensor, which is really nice. So it just takes out really nice photo, it takes really nice HD and 4K video, which makes this camera really powerful. And something to bear in mind is make sure it's got a mic jack, which it does, so you can basically connect your microphone, which is really handy if you want to feel more professional. So I definitely recommend a nice professional or cheap tripod, it doesn't matter. I'm actually using cheap ones at the minute to record this video, as you may have seen from camera 2. But what I like about this, I definitely think about getting a tripod, getting some sort of microphone. If you're using your phone, if you're using a phone, whatever your phone is, you can get phone mounts for phones, and you can attach them to your tripod. You can actually get cages that connect around the phone, and you can attach a microphone to your phone. If it's an Apple, bear in mind you might have to get the right adapter. But obviously, you know, that's a great place to start and a great thing to think about. So you've got all these things to think about when, you know, but you know, you might think, oh, I don't know which one to get. Just find the best deal for you. Think about what you need, what the purpose of your camera will be. If it's just a photography camera, it doesn't matter. You get something like the 2000D, you get a good deal. I highly recommend something like the M200, you know, nice cheap camera, nice affordable camera, but it takes really powerful photos and just take really good HD video. Now, if you want something, if you want to become a YouTuber or do more video and photography, I'll definitely recommend something like the M50 or the R50. And some things you want to think about is at least a tripod, a spare battery, massive recommendation. I've got a whole army of batteries at the moment, but definitely recommend a microphone, a good microphone, like the Rode microphone I'm using. Make sure the camera's got a mic jack so you can attach your microphone, change lenses. Don't worry too much about lenses. Actually, a few questions have been asked recently is, you know, what's the right lens for this and that? Usually, unless you just get a body only, the kit lens that comes with your camera will be perfectly fine to begin with. But if you decide you want to do zoom in shots or you want an even wider angle, then just look into investing in that later on. Don't rush into it, just get used to your camera. What's really nice about it is they're really easy to use, especially the R50 actually has an AI tool that basically just takes you through what everything means, so it's so easy. So if you want to play around with shutter speed and ISO, you can, or you can just stick it in the video mode and off you go. When I'm doing my video, I tend to just set on my tripod, make sure the camera's facing, make sure I've told the screen where to focus so I can follow my face around. I didn't actually do that today, so I hope it worked. And then I'll just put it into video mode and off I go. It really is as easy as that. Honestly, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. I hope you're getting value from the Firewire podcast. And you know, depending on how successful these are, I plan to do these about once a month into different, maybe go into more detail on certain things or just talk about particular cameras, just sort of mix it up, something different here on the channel. If this is your first time here, go and check out my content. I've got loads of videos and different cameras and film gear and even editing tips if you're interested. But yeah, this is something, you know, I just want to give you sort of a brief, I know it's gone on a while, but I just want to give you a brief sort of feel of the type of cameras that are out there, and there are hundreds. I completely appreciate that, but just bear in mind, the most important thing, if you've got nothing else from today, just think, what do you actually need your camera for? If you don't need a most expensive camera, don't. Get a nice second-hand use, something like an M200 or a 100, and you are perfectly fine. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and in a moment I'm going to leave you 2 end cards that are going to bring you even more value. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, because you guys rock.